You've reached call in Mockery.
Well, Joey, of course, it's exciting times here at Colin Mockery because the Oscar noms came out.
Yes, let me just crack my liquid death and we'll be ready to go.
Stereo.
Hola.
Why'd you say that? The Oscar noms are out. The guys that made the movie are up for it.
And they got so many of them.
But no. And the other one didn't. Oh. And I don't even think Jamie Lee Curtis should have been nominated.
And surprise. Surprise. Guess what? They're also going to be up for one.
That's right.
And you know what I think? Even if they win all of them, if they lose the one that Jamie Lee Curtis was up for, it'd be fine.
I just don't think she really even brought that much to the movie. This is the online discourse.
Of course, if you want to get in touch with us and talk to us more, become a member of our discourse.
Joey, look at this.
Oh, if you're not watching the video for this episode on youtube.com, okay, Landon's Mr. David, you're being blamed.
I'm going to Copperfield.
I don't even have to ask. They say, what was that? And I say, va-va-voom.
David Blaine. David Copperfield. David... I mean, if you really want to look at it, David and Goliath. He was almost David was a magician himself. And
he was so small, and Goliath was historically tall. Back in those days,
he was like 5'9". Who do you got for Best Picture?
My Best Picture, and when I got my finger up my nose, I'm like, I better pick a good one. My Best Picture would be... There's the one that's kind of dark.
Oh, yeah.
That had hints of light. Because they show us the shadow, we understand that the sun does exist. And the funny comes from the pain. I think it's fascinating how they did that.
Yeah.
That's probably mine.
It's pretty incredible. For me, it's the one about the guy that likes movies and why he likes movies.
He likes movies. Here's why. And then you get to see him trying to do it. And then guess what? If you know anything about the guy that did the movie, it's actually, he's making a movie. Of a guy making a movie.
This is basically blowing my damned head off.
Then you got the guy that plays his uncle going, "You gotta keep making movies. You gotta keep doing it." No, but really working with Steven was great. It's been a lifelong dream of mine. Does it count that it's a movie? Should it be in a vacuum? Should it just be?
I hope not.
Hey, where'd my copy of Scooby-Doo Monsters on a Leash go?
Oh, sorry, little Joey. I accidentally did it. You left it on the floor, and I told you to clean it up.
I did it. You left it.
Up.
Well, most of my
suck in the vacuum.
Well, most of my movies, as most people might know, are PSP discs. So they're little.
They're little. They get sucked up in the dice.
Little dicks. Well, I need one at home, and I need one on the road. Big dicks at home, little dicks on the road.
Sigmund Freud is going to have a heyday with you, sir.
He's listening to this episode like, subscribe. He's listening to
this saying like, sometimes a PSP disc is not just a PSP disc. But enough about that, because I do want to say one more thing.
I told you to clean it up. I got a big disc at home, a little disc for the car. And I left one at home, and now it's in the machine.
I saw someone wearing a shirt that said, "We're the good guys." And it was a photo of Joseph Robinegg Biden when he's giving the speech at that one speech, and the surrounding sort of discussion was that he looks like Mr. because the red lights, and he's like, because one picture, people still don't realize that like one picture just captures 1 second.
Is a fraction of a second,
and there's actually a whole world outside of it that years of having still images have shown us that there's more to it than just the one.
It's like when you're watching or when you're looking at photos and they're like, "Uh-oh, look who got caught looking at," like they're on the red carpet. Mm-hmm. Look who's looking at his co-star's twins a little too long, and it's just a picture of someone's just staring at someone's breasticles.
Yeah.
And what you don't realize is outside of that one fraction, they were looking at them for like 5-6 minutes.
But and then they say a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Crazy.
That's made up. That's a lie that someone who takes pictures made up.
What?
Yeah. That's a lie that the journalists sold you a long time ago, and they're like, we could write an article about this, or we could just show you a photo of it.
So you're saying this is not knowledge. This is not a carnal knowledge. A picture being worth 1,000 words is not innate within us. This is because I get what you're saying, right? You say, well, we could write a whole article, but guess what? Thomas just invented this thing where and you sit there for an hour and a half, get the dust on you.
Hold. 1 hour later. Hold. Here it is, ladies and gems. It's a picture of you staring at this woman's breasticles.
And then that goes on the front page of the New Dongus Times. New Dongus. People don't know this.
One picture is worth 1,000 words.
The New Dongus Times? Mm-hmm. Guess who had a better camera? The New American Times. And why is we called that now? Because of the paper it's the Blu-ray HD DVD thing. Some people bet on New Dongle. Some people bet on New America.
Yeah. And America always wins.
Yep.
That's our message today, folks. But anyway, this guy's wearing a shirt that says, "We're the good guys." Mm-hmm. And it's the picture of Joseph Robinette Biden going,
"Hayini."
And of course, we all know that he was actually just making a normal speech that any president would. And that outside of the red lights, if you zoom out a little bit, there's also blue lights. Because, of course, the colors of the American flag are red, white, and blue. Some people forget that, though. Some people forget the colors of the flags. These colors don't run, except the ones that do run when I want them to, and I take them out of the photo because I crop in on just
some
their
people
evil
forget
red.
That it's actually the opposite party whose color is red.
That's right.
And continue.
But it just made me think, like, and this guy, I'm sure that I haven't made this confusing at all, but the guy wearing the shirt was one of those guys. He's one of the red ones. The evil reds. Republicans.
Yes.
I'm not being... There's no other way to construe it.
That's what RED stands for.
Yeah.
It's like GOP stands for Republican.
Yes. RED also stands for Republican. So anyway, he's a conservative whack job. He's wearing that shirt, and I'm thinking, why do I see this all the time too? Bumper stickers that are like Biden, Kamala Harris, and then in tiny print, it's like are ruining the country. It's like, if I'm just looking at your car, I think that you like them.
You're only tricking us into thinking you are supporting someone.
Yeah. And just like if you didn't know that specific time on the internet of Biden's speech and the red colors and all that, you would just think he's wearing a shirt that says "We're the good guys" and it's Biden and it's cool.
There is one that I see in my parking lot at work every day. It's a picture of Ted Cruz. And in large print, it says "this man," And underneath it in small print says "ate my child," and that one gets me going because I don't know. I see a picture of Ted Cruz and I go, but then the biggest font just says "this man."
Yeah,
I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah,
and then "ate my child," and I laugh every time.
Yeah,
I really, really do. It's true. Naughty Ted,
but. That is kind of a counterpoint to what I was going to say, though, which is usually you don't see the people who win, who stay winning, wearing the colors of the other team in hopes to denigrate them. Like, take it out of politics. You go to sports. You go to a sporting event. You see, or you have like a rivalry between local teams. One team is usually trying to be the other team.
Yeah.
So they will say, like, the stinking squirrels suck or whatever.
Well, the squirrels,
but it'll be a giant picture of the squirrel and it says, these guys suck.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you're wearing that. Why would you want to wear your enemy's logo? Why would you want to wear Joseph Biden on your truck?
Right. Well, they stay winning, or we stay winning, they stay mad, as it were.
Yes.
I think the larger thing here is this.
Thank you. You noticed.
Here's a good example of this. This does not have to do with colors, but it is like, okay, think about this. This is a bonus thing.
Okay.
Think about this. Someone's wearing, and I hate to even say this,
okay,
but a Redskins jersey. Okay? And you go, that guy's a fan of that team. Mm-hmm. But what's their main color?
Red.
Right? Not a trick question yet.
Yeah.
But what you don't know is if you are someone that wears red decoder glasses, that filters away all the red. And underneath you can it says actually Chargers with a little winky face.
Oh.
Actually Chargers fan. So that's people will go that deep into trying to trick us into thinking they're fans of something else to make fun of the Redskins. Isn't that crazy?
They changed the name.
I don't recognize things that people change because of some sort of this mob that has its eyes open.
Yeah.
Do people know what the word woke means? Because I think the only people that use it are the people that
don't know.
That aren't.
And well, at this point, it's like a lot of things. It means nothing now. Mm-hmm. It's like, I have depression. It's like, well, that either you didn't get a tall when you ordered a tall at Starbucks, or you need help. Unfortunately, there's no way to tell anymore.
No, because everyone is the thing, whether it's clinical or not.
Yes.
You're saying the thing because you know a word.
I was thinking about this too, of like the word problematic. And when I was in college, that was like a academic term for like criticizing a piece of art, or like as a criticizing a whatever. So a social trend. And now it's just like, it's just another word for bad.
Yeah.
These things don't mean anything anymore.
No, language is becoming, we are reverting to the age of the cavemen. We are sending winkies and shoogie crying faces to each other.
In some ways, I think it's good that everyone is sort of has the same, like we're all feeding from the same trough, the same language trough. But so there's no like gatekeeping as far as like, well, I'm speaking of a different kind of neoliberalism. I'm speaking of the academic sort of way of defining it. And so we're all using the same terms now, but we still don't quite have a grasp of who's using it how. So we need to just go back to grunts.
Because that's everything's epic. Do you know what an epic is? It's not this waffle cone is epic. It's not. Thank you. Do you remember the commercial you were in? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Being on set for the show you did?
Oh, yes.
You can? Okay. Can I tell you something?
Sure.
This is a little funny side note to what you said before, but
what did I say?
I was at the gas station.
Oh, yes.
About a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And there was a picture of I'm getting gas, and you can see the little gas thing that tells you how much gas is, right? what your total is.
Yeah.
And
no, go on.
There's a sticker of Joe Biden.
Yes.
And he's pointing at it.
I did this.
And it says, I did this.
Yeah.
This is the first time I had seen it. And gas was like $2.50. It was like the cheapest I'd ever seen. So I was like, is this supposed to be making fun of him? Like, because I can't see a supporter of someone printing these out to be like, I did this. Because most people are normal.
Yes.
It's the people that hate this, that don't understand that, like, it's not the president making the price of gas.
Right.
And things take time to shift over. It's usually the last administration. But I don't have to tell you that, kind listener.
No, if you're listening to this, you're an astute thinker.
Speaking of astute.
And Joey's an astute thinker.
I am Renfield's papa. I am Dracula.
I just think
I want to beep your beep.
It's funny. You usually don't see the normal people doing that type of behavior, and it's an easy indicator that you are lame.
And can I just say, it makes me laugh. I'm never upset by it. I just go,
you plastered all these stickers all over your windshield or your back shield. What's the back window called? Back window?
It's like the what they in Mad Max when they're like, my mouth is chrome.
Oh yeah,
I think it's called the back splatter because it stops the chrome you're spraying in your mouth from getting out the back of your car.
Right, yeah, and that's a good movie.
Yeah,
cars go fast. Can you believe a 75-year-old weirdo came up with this? Yeah.
Well, he did the first one. You don't just become a different person.
And then
what if it's weirder?
And then they give him carte blanche to do this weirdo movie, 3,000 Years of Longing or whatever. And I didn't see it. I saw the trailer and I said, dang, this is cuckoo. But all the reviews I read were bad.
Yep. I was just going to say, that you do something like that and then 10 people go see it.
Yeah.
But you do the movie where there's a guy playing guitar on the back of a fast car in the desert.
Awesome. I kind of don't like that movie just on principle alone. I've never seen it fully. You know what? I sat down to watch it because everyone was saying how good it was. Action-packed. Everyone will love this movie. If you love action, if you love cars, if you like fast-paced, you're going to love this movie. I put it in to watch with my dad because I know my dad loves action movies.
He loves action, don't we, folks? We love action. We don't like to sit still.
But I also know he's not a big fan of the original Mad Max movies. He doesn't like that aesthetic, and I kind of agree with them. But
he's against all Australians. It's true.
We put it in. It starts off weird. It gets weirder from there. About 10 minutes in, he's like, can we watch something else? So we pop it out and we put in something good.
Did you get to the action?
Well, if I remember right, it starts with like a chase immediately. Like he wakes up in a big orange dirt pile and he's like, and everyone's like everyone's going crazy. And then he like runs to a car and then he's strapped to the front of the car and then someone's playing guitar. And it's just, it's a lot, frankly.
And Tom Hardy is Mad Max. Because he doesn't seem to be the craziest. He's
sane.
Yeah.
That's what's insane about it.
He's us. Like, this is us.
Yes. And the guy dies.
Not a dry eye in the house.
And he did, and unfortunately the crock pot did get him.
Mm-hmm.
I do love Mandy Moore, though.
I love Mandy Hug and Kiss.
Did you... Wait. Oh, actually, we are getting a call.
We are?
Yeah. Let me just tell you, I hope it's not who I think it is. I hope it's not...
Kate Blanchett.
Because we didn't talk about her movie yet. I haven't seen Tar yet. Mm-hmm. I want to.
Tar.
Okay. Here, it's coming in. Hello? Mark, is that you? This is Landon, and this is Joey. Joey's a huge fan.
Hi.
I heard he's good at voices, so if he's good at voices, I want to do a I want to challenge you.
Oh, you want to challenge Joey to voices?
I want to challenge you to a big dick contest.
What?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Who is this?
Well, it's Mark Wahlberg.
That's what I thought,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I wasn't. He's coming out of he's just.
That's his That's his thing, isn't it?
Is this because they shut down the Wahlburgers and near us?
This is special.
Yeah,
it is a special
It's special
thing.
to talk to you.
Why did you say that?
Well, because we think it's special to talk to you. Look, we don't,
And
just do a voice.
Okay. Eric, I'm Ted. I'm Ted the teddy bear.
Okay, pretty good. So, Mark, now your turn.
Daddy, I like Harry.
Okay, that was pretty good. Do you have another one?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, who's
Lois. That's Lois.
that? Okay, Mark.
Kiddo.
What'd you say?
Kiddo.
Get help or get out?
Kiddo.
Kid help. Now I'm getting kid help.
Kiddo.
Kid help.
I don't.
I got a paintball gun.
You did. Why'd you do that? Why would you do that?
Love Glee.
Because you love Glee. Okay.
Well, I mean, I would love to play. I don't know. I'd love to play paintball with him sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you tell him this is the month of Marks? We talked with
I did.
Mark S. We talked with Mark B.
And now it's Mark W.
Mark W.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Is there a reason why the wall sauce is so special? Can you ask him that?
Bert is a legend as well.
Bird. No. Well, wall bird.
You know, Bert.
Bert. Yeah, Bert. Sorry.
This is special.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
I think so too. I didn't mean to bring up that one of the Wahlburgers closed.
I want to wash your mouth out with soap.
It's just the standalone locations. I think the ones you put in the Hy-Vees in our area are fine.
Yeah. Well, Mark, you were telling me this before because I kind of had to put this together. And he kept saying, you said at these restaurants, people would come up to their mom and their dad. They would say,
Mommy, what's that smell?
so that's why they had to shut him down, because there was some type of smell, I guess.
Kiddo.
You're saying kid? Kid Isle? I think he's doing his Burt Reynolds impression.
Oh, from what?
Kiddo.
Kiddo. I think it's good.
This is special.
Yeah.
I think it is too. I didn't say it's a bad impression. I don't want you to think I would be embarrassed to have someone come on our show and we disrespect them.
Yeah. Did you have anything you wanted to talk to us about?
I got a call from my agent saying that Paramount has this movie that they want me to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Well,
that's a big
that's
company,
pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever had someone on our show that's even humored talking to Paramount.
No, certainly not. So what did you tell him?
Bert's a legend as well.
As well.
As well.
As you? Like as well as you?
You shouldn't be. I don't want these Hollywood. There's this air of confidence, but underneath he's saying, I'm not good enough. Some sort of imposter syndrome.
No.
I have imposter syndrome because I play the piano so good. Shut up.
I want to wash your mouth out with soap.
But what I'm trying to say is that you thought Burt would be a better fit for them. Burt Reynolds would be better fit for them in this movie that you're going to start filming soon.
You know, Bert.
Yeah, we know Burt.
Yeah.
I think he's passed away at this point. I don't think it's a good fit, probably.
Why did you say that?
Because he's passed away. It's unfortunate. I said it's unfortunate.
We're not making.
I want to wash your mouth out with soap.
Okay.
This is special.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Well, look, we don't want to keep you. Is there anything that you want to impart? So, some kind of wisdom or anything. Hey, anything that you've been liking to watch or anything?
Love Glee.
What was the last word?
Glee.
Yeah. I don't know. You seem to. Is this one of those things when people get older, they kind of forget how much time has passed? Like, I love Glee. What happened to that? Like, well, it went off air 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Or
so.
You should have Burt Reynolds do that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He probably saw that new History of the World Part 2 trailer with Mel, and he just thinks everyone is still alive.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of shocking.
Hello! It's me! You're like, whoa!
Yeah, see.
I don't have that much energy.
Yeah, he still got it, baby.
Pow! Don't make him stand up, but pow, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, you still there?
Why did you say that?
We don't mean to offend, okay?
Not everything is a competition. I know you love working out. And
I won't challenge you to a big dick contest.
This is what I just said. Not everything
No,
is
we're not doing that. Okay?
And what does that mean? I'm going to challenge you to a big,
bleeper.
A big bleeper contest. Why isn't it not just a bleeper contest? Because if we're both starting out with the fact that we have big bleepers, I'm out right away.
Yeah.
I can't be in that competition.
Mommy, what's that smell?
Okay. You know what? We're going to hang up on you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, buddy.
This is special.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
has been a fun time.
Yes,
and,
the month of Marks continues.
The month of Marks continues. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Mommy, what's that smell?
Okay, bye. Always good to talk to a Mark, though.
Next week, we're going to, and this is real.
This is real.
I should put this out because I know some people are not going to listen to this whole episode. They go, I get it.
Yeah.
Next week, for the 4th week of March of March of Dimes.
Mark of Dimes.
For Mark of Dimes.
Mark of Dimes continues next week, of
We're
course.
going to have a guest who is a real-life exorcist.
This is not a joke. I beg you to believe me.
If you have never watched the video before, next week, please watch the video so you can see that we're not making up that we have a demonologist on the show.
And we are not making up that we had Mark Wahlberg either.
Well,
He just can't. His fee for like actual physical appearance is too high, and you get all. It becomes like a SAG thing. You have to start paying union dues and stuff.
well, and you can
have to
call
start,
in from wherever you are. He's in the back of his car going to somewhere else.
That's right.
If he was on video, it'd have to be, okay, well, what time can you be, your house?
Right, exactly.
On your HP.
Because we've all seen those, like when someone calls in. One time I in college, and looking back again, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, you're no one. But our teacher had his friend who was like an audio engineer or something. We were having little calls with people in the industry. Whoa. And he was like, all right, so we're going to call him on Zoom so he can talk to you guys about what it's like to be a sound guy. We're like, okay. He tries the Zoom and it's just blank for a while. And then finally, the worst vertical phone video pops up. And even the teacher's like, you calling from your car, buddy? And he's just in like a Starbucks parking lot calling the class for his big day, his big show. No one's ever asked anyone in the audio field to talk about their expertise. And he does the worst audio quality possible version of a Zoom call. And God, that's funny.
Well, it's just
But looking back, he was probably like a 23-year-old.
But looking back, he was probably just a 23-year-old.
And you don't know nothing until you're at least 30.
Thank
I can't
you.
wait until that day.
When
arrives.
I finally open my eyes the day that I am 30, it's going to be like being born anew. I knew. Did you know? Hey.
Did you watch anything?
Yeah, I've been getting into this show, Rick and Morty.
No, I've always known.
I've always known.
I knew ever since I bought every T-shirt of Rick and Morty and Pickle Rick and went to see the Rickmobile when it came through my city. I've always known, though, that like the guys who make it are like sex pests.
I knew that when I was coming up with drinks at the cafe that I worked at to have special Rick and Morty lattes for the day that the Rickmobile was across the street. I knew that they were sex pests.
And I know the one of them was outed as a sex pest, and then he made a very good apology that even his victim said, I accept your apology and you shouldn't be punished anymore. But I'm going to conflate both of them as both being equally bad.
You're telling me the guy that does voices on adult cartoon is weird?
Oh, yeah, knew it. I already knew that.
Arp.
You can tell after season 1, they started writing everyone as if they were a sex pest. Rick and Morty are in a sexual relationship.
It's true. Look it up. ARP or whatever.
I knew that the show not good.
I don't like the show, and I can proudly say I knew there's a reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's gross.
Everyone's gross.
I watched the massive talent of Big Dreams.
You saw Nick Cage being Nick Cage.
Okay, finally. Nick Cage is doing what he does best, being crazy Nick Cage, and I'm here for it. Every comment on every trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick Cage they just said basically be crazy Dracula. And he's doing it. I'm here for it. Well, I get it. We're all here for Nick Cage.
Yeah. We're all here on Earth.
I'm here for
technically,
it.
we're all here for it. We're alive at the same time as Nicolas Cage, and we're going to see his performances. Is that what you want?
Well, I'm here for it. I know. So I watched this movie that the critics, it was a critical darling. And the fans and critics said, he's finally getting the musk he deserves. And we are going.
Nick Cage. It is I, the musk you deserve.
Yes. Oh, it's so nice to meet you, Elon.
Well, nice to meet you.
I had a good Elon that I was working on the other day. There's something in a
yeah, that is pretty good.
So I watched this movie.
He has time to work on Elon because he's alone a lot.
Just sitting in the mirror going, the thing about electric cars is that they don't go, they live underwater.
Oh, so you're actually a jackass. He said that to a guy. I don't know.
So I watched this movie about Nick Cage absolutely being himself. And he's like, I don't want to act anymore, but I'm going to go to this party and ding, ding, ding. Yeah, it was fine. Fun movie. It wasn't, what do you want me to say? It's the best. Oh, so meta. Everything is now. Yeah. Everything's a Funny or Die sketch. Get over it. Anything can happen in anything now. It's stupid.
Can happen. Yeah, the world is kind of imploding on itself, I think.
The only version I've ever wanted to see of that was 21 Jump Street and Men in Black.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I wanted to see, and they were like, nah, we can't make that happen.
Do that. Why not?
You can't.
You can do anything.
Everyone's whole thing now is we have to make something that's memeable. Yeah. Is it meme-worthy? How
insane would that have been?
And that would have been funny because they get it.
Yeah.
But no, I get the movie where the Mandalorian is shuffling Nicolas Cage about an island, and we're getting these hints as to what's really going on. And you've got Ike Barinholtz, and he's in the FBI. Yes. The thing is, you've got two comedians,
Ike,
and Tiff.
Huh?
Tiff.
Oh, she's in it?
Tiff is in it.
Okay.
Haddish.
Yeah.
Playing FBI agents, those should be straight men roles. I feel like Tiffany Haddish is kind of doing that. Did you watch
her thing where she made a kid bathe in front of a pedophile?
She said, I was just kidding. Like I said, everything's Funny or Die now.
Everyone is a sexual predator.
She's like, I didn't make him bathe in front of a pedophile.
Yeah. It was a pedophile, not a pedophile. I like to say pedophile.
She's kind of doing the same thing she does in the after party or whatever.
I never saw it.
Well, watch that.
I will.
But you've got these two that are
It's on my list.
Bumbling oafs of FBI agents.
I do want to. It is on my list.
They should be straight people. They should be the straight men.
Yes.
Not straight people.
No. Well, but you couldn't say straight men because one of them's Tiffany Haddish.
They should be straight. I was right. Straight people. Yeah. They should be serious characters because then you've got why are these two people in the FBI?
If everyone's crazy, nothing works. It's an old adage of mine.
Because in the whole movie, I don't feel like there's any danger.
Yeah.
But am I supposed to? There's a sweet little family story at the center of it all. What's weird is it's about him and his daughter, who he doesn't actually have a daughter.
Right.
And she's played by, I got to look this up because because you're going to be excited to hear this.
Oh, yes.
Okay. It's called The Massive Talent of Nicholas Neanderthal. Okay, so his daughter is played by Lily Mo Sheen. Who is the daughter?
I'm a Lily machine.
She's the daughter of Michael Sheen and Kate Beckinsale. And she's 23. When were Kate Beckinsale and Michael Sheen Michael Sheen.
The old.
This guy.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I did know that, actually. I was thinking of, what's Charlie Sheen's dad?
I think it's Michael Sheen.
I think it is too, right?
I thought they weren't allowed to do that. I thought if someone already has your name, you have to be like Michael Rippleston.
Nick Cage does have a daughter. A newborn baby daughter.
Oh, well, thank you. Congratulations. Oh, that's the thing he does.
Michael Sheen. No, it can't be, right?
That's what it leads me to believe.
Sheen. No, now I'm just...
So, of course, his daughter is played by none other than the nefarious ne'er-do-wells known as Nepo babies, which have come to strike again.
These dang Nepo
Someone
babies.
could have gotten their start in this movie. But, of course, who's gotten into Hollywood? Who can come into this movie?
Martin Sheen is the dad.
That doesn't ring a bell. Who's Michael Sheen?
I'm Michael Sheen.
So this movie, I give it a 7.
7?
It's fine.
I'm tired of the Nepo baby thing. I don't care.
No one has until someone came up with this.
Yeah,
we know what I know what nepotism is.
Yeah.
I understand what that word is. Now people are like hearing a word for the first time.
Right.
And they have a TikTok. And so that's going to be in the dictionary next year, next to ussy. It's going to be Nepo baby. That's nepotism. You don't have to call it Nepo baby. That is nepotism.
Well, yes, and
it's just your kid. It could be your brother, whatever. I know it's your family, but your kids are. Just.
But if you are a talented person, if we believe in science, there's a chance that your offspring would also have a similar talent. Genetically speaking, yes.
And sometimes it's a different talent. It's
sure.
Like, well, her dad works in Wall Street, and that's why she's a singer. Yeah. If you're a bad singer, it's not going to work.
No.
Just because you had some, maybe you were able to use some connections. Would you not use those?
Of course you would.
If you wanted to be a singer, and would you go, well, I can't do that because my dad works for Fox.
Right. So he thought maybe he could get me a audition, but I'm actually not going to do it.
I'm going to go to a coal mine.
You're all stupid.
Now you're just pretending to be Zoolander, and it's making me sick. He's got the black lung, and we all laughed.
You're sick. You're sick.
You're sick.
You're wrong.
You don't want people to do what they want to do. Tell me.
So you give it a 7. That's probably about where I would have figured it would be.
It's admirable. It's a fun film.
I'm sure it is. It's so...
But you kind of know what it is, and it's playing so much into... Like, if you saw the trailer, you get it.
Right.
And I knew that.
Yeah.
And there's stuff like, he's like, whoa. He's watching himself on TV, and they're just showing parts of the movies where he said a word weird, you know? Mm-hmm. And then he's talking to a younger version of himself who acts crazy.
Right.
What I like about Nicolas Cage is I think he is a good actor.
He is. Of course he is.
And it's because he does that stuff. But when you put so much, that's what this is. This is this one note thing.
Right.
It kind of takes the magic away from his performance.
Yeah.
You're just saying, oh, he plays crazy guy, and you never know how crazy he's gonna get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. No, it's fun, and I like fun stuff. I know people think I don't like much, and that I don't like to have fun.
Yeah.
I laughed.
Yeah.
Because I like Nick Cage, but it's not this like, actually, he is kind of, actually, I do like him. You don't have to, you know what? I actually do like him. Okay. You don't have to ironically do it.
Yeah. Well, I hope that we're all going to start shifting back into sentiment.
Thank you.
Because the ironic detachment has run its course, I believe, and I hope. And I know what you're thinking. This whole show is predicated on the fact that you don't actually know anything about us. And you never will.
Yeah. That's our thing.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, after you. Completely. No. After everything is said and done, the world has shifted back to sentience.
Sentience.
We will become the purveyors of the absurd. We will become the merchants of the maniacal. Okay?
Yeah.
You will look to us and say they're doing something new, when in fact what we've done is just a retread of a retread.
Yeah.
But history is much like the grains of sand in your ass. They get washed away by soft water.
Yeah.
The type of soft water that is so slippery you say, we drink this?
Something's wrong, right?
It's so slippery.
You can't.
What does it mean it's soft?
I'd rather just not wash my hands.
I get it. It's soft, but it feels like the soap. It feels like I've never washed the soap off my hands.
Yeah.
It's just so slippery. And that's what it does with your little A-crack. And you will forget, because we all forget. Everyone says history's just repeating itself. Well, it's because no one's doing anything about it. So we're going to be doing this. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can say, this is just like World War I all over again. Okay. Well, the people that need to maybe think about that stuff aren't.
Right.
So get off your tweeter.
It is funny. Okay. How far do we want to go?
Do you think the demonologist that's going to be on the show next week is going to listen to this episode?
No.
Just to, I should get
We
to know
should,
this better.
yeah.
Well, no, because he probably thinks he's coming on to just have questions asked.
Yeah.
And we're like, so do you, how do you bless your holy water? Or whatever. Mm-hmm. Little does he know, that's probably what we're going to do because we're too scared.
Yeah, because right there, what you just said, I thought about 3 different things of, well, we could say something about your whole e-water. We can add a pause or just, actually, I'm sorry, the Zoom cut out for a second. What I meant to say is, how do you keep your whole water from spilling? What I meant to say, no, I'm sorry. Do you bless
your whole
water, or do you get someone else to come in and bless your whole water?
I think it's the Zoom. I think it's the Zoom connection.
Yeah, I think your internet's bad. Always blame the other person. Meanwhile, we're in a shed with no internet to our name.
What's going on with your internet there, Jeff? That's weird. Meanwhile, you're in Tahoe pretending you're 5 minutes from work. I couldn't make it into the office for this meeting, but something's up. Is something up with the internet in the building?
Yeah.
They're like, no, we all have 2 gigabytes of upload and download speed.
Right into our right into our towers.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to climb one of those Joshua trees to get better reception out in the desert.
And basically, you're looking at your phone and you're seeing the bars not go up at all, and you're like, I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
Dessert is 2 S's because you'd want 2 helpings. Desert is 1 S because there's a snake.
I watched Emily the Criminal.
It's me, Emily. I'm a criminal. Hello.
This is a movie that's pretty good. Aubrey Plaza, we know her, we love her. To know her is to love her. You can't help but just die a little bit every time she makes an awkward smile at somebody. And actually, she's quite talented. And actually, she is bae.
When she dropped the act on SNL, I realized, for she is but merely a multi-talented actor. She is merely playing that of an awkward star, when in reality she is a superstar.
No, she's great. The movie's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's good. It's a good little picture. I'd suggest you watch it. It's what you think. It's another one of those, but it's a nice taut little thriller. Little crime thriller thing. And it's good. She's good in it. She does have a varying sort of a scale of how New Jersey her accent is. Like sometimes it's a lot and you're like, wait, has she been doing that the whole time? And then you kind of think back like, I guess she kind of was, but so there is that you can look out for. But other than that, she's great. SNL kind of stunk. She was good. Hey, I'll follow her anywhere. But the show, the sketches, what can we say at this point?
At this point, I do want to bring up, and I hate to do this.
We can't.
First of all, Landon, you said good little picture. And something I would probably ask the demonologist is, when you go into the houses, do you tell the people that you're going to be working with that you want them to be a good little picture of a larger study for you,
Yeah.
He says, you're a little snapshot, a little snapshot. I want you to be a good little picture of a larger story for me. So that's something I'd ask him.
Okay.
There was a sketch on SNL that was maybe one of the weirdest sketches I've ever seen on the show in my life, where it was something that I can't believe there was probably 2 other things that got cut to keep this on the show.
Yeah.
And why was it not at least the last sketch they showed?
Which one?
The nun one.
Yeah. Kind of wacky, huh?
It made no sense.
It made no sense.
You've got the one lady doing
something,
being
a nun. But
what's a funny way to do it?
Yeah, is there a funny way to do it?
I don't know, but that's the thing. Then don't do the sketch.
Right.
And then Aubrey is doing some stuff where she died and didn't see heaven, so she doesn't believe anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought that was going to go somewhere.
No.
Then they turn it over to a guy in a backwards hat that I guess goes to the school.
Yeah. Who's supposed to tell a joke.
And then it gets set up, and they say the punchline, and then he's like, well, no, I was supposed to do...
It was all bad. I think the timing was bad. I think the jokes weren't funny, and it just wasn't good. But...
what was the only good part was the Sarah Sherman part.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. But here's the thing about that is that, I mean, God, I love her, but she's also always doing, she's just kind of smiling through her line and shouting it. And it works almost every time.
That's Keenan.
I love it. I love her. I'm not putting her down. I'm just...
That's why it was funny to me, because
she's kind of in on the joke.
Something's happening.
She always seems to be in on the joke that she's on a bad comedy show.
And then she goes, "You got it, Mom. I mean, sister. I know."
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing every time.
It's the same thing every time.
But what was that?
I think
What was the sketch?
I think they're trying to get a sort of sweaty balls. It's that kind of thing where it's like, okay, well, we can't have a radio show because people will say we're being sweaty balls. So we have to have...
You're giving sweaty balls.
And I'm living for it. But we have to have like a different setup to have this. So what's the jokes? But I mean, it is hard. Every week you have to come up with sketch ideas. Mm-hmm. But also you hear the stories of behind the scenes of SNL. They don't. You have like one idea that you try to get on for the entire season that you like, and then the rest of the time you're like coming up with just any idea to show that you are coming up with ideas, and then eventually one of those gets on and you're like, but not the thing that I actually care about. I don't know, the whole thing is just kind of weird, but it is hard. I mean, comedy's hard, of course. Not for us, but
it is such a machine. The sketches, it's its own beast, and every week they have to do it. I make them. I have my popcorn.
The other thing about it too is that they have never ended a sketch. No one ends a sketch anymore, especially this week though.
That's what I was gonna say about this one. But all of them were just like weird endings. The last one where he just gets shot. Yeah. And Sharon Stone's there and can't act.
Sharon Stone is there.
Wait, also, what was with this musical guest thing?
Sam Smith has lost their mind, and Sharon Stone. Why? A whole choir is singing the song, not Sam Smith. It's utterly bonk bonk. It's bonk bonk, baby.
I thought this was the Sam Smith song, okay?
I'm being Sharon Stone.
Yeah. I thought you were Madonna for the first half. I
was thinking it was the little lady that came out of his gown in the first song.
But she was on the old beach.
Yeah. I was like, is that who
I
that
thought it was
is?
her. Then they showed a close-up and she smiled and we're like, is that Madonna? We're like, yeah. I was like, is she...
No,
I don't listen to Sam Smith, so I don't know.
Me neither. I know that one. I know the chorus of the first song.
Me too, because which is about it's about a husband getting it in the back door. Is that correct?
I think so.
But then the second song was not him. He just added a couple.
At the end,
he's just like, I just want to show people my runs. And we're like, okay, we know people get nervous doing the show.
He just flings underpants. I'm sorry. Sam Smith flings their underpants.
Mm-hmm. And Sharon Stone is there.
Yes.
Why?
Well, that's an interesting question. One I don't have the answer to. I don't know. It was nice to see Amy Poehler. Mm-hmm. That got a big pop in the monologue. And there is something. And then the Weekend Update, she's going to do a joke, but she has to do it as Leslie Knope. Mm-hmm. So you're like, well, and then she's like, I can't tell that one. That one's too mean. But then you just wish that she could have just done a good joke, because you watch her and Tina Fey at the Golden Globes when they were hosting, like, I don't know, probably a decade ago now. And some of the jokes are just so mean and funny. That's what you want. She's funny. Let her be funny.
Let her do the joke she would have written for Weekend Update.
Come on.
Because I was watching it and I was just like, this is weird, because she's doing a character doing a job she used to do.
Right.
But they look. It's not like she's in a like.
Right.
It's the
She's
same
not-
thing she would have worn for both.
Yeah.
But then she does kind of a dumb joke, and we all laugh.
Yeah, it's just like kind of a little cutesy joke.
But it was good to see her back behind the desk, and I went, those are the good old days.
Yeah. I just love Amy Poehler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
To me, she's one of the funniest people ever.
Here we go.
Serious. No joke. I think she's one of the funniest performers ever.
You love her on the show where they're making the wood houses and stuff, right?
Of course.
And he's like, Amy, what do you think about this one? Because for me, it reminds me of bacon.
Yeah, and she's like, bacon it.
So that's funny to you.
Yeah. I'm dying laughing. No, they have a nice little chemistry on that show.
Yeah, very cute.
Which
very
is
cute.
funny because remember then they did, so that's Making It, and then they did Baking It with Maya Rudolph and Andy Samberg.
Who, congrats to Maya. She will be the purple
Yes.
M&M.
And they had oddly some of the worst comedic chemistry I've ever seen, and I couldn't even watch the show after like the first episode.
I watched the first episode too, and we said we don't need to love both of them.
Love both of them. They are terrible together.
Is it the
It might be the edit.
Is it the edit? Is it the improv? Or is it what was written for them to be banter?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. But Andy Sandler wasn't being very good to Mr. Rudolph.
But did you see they have a season 2 of Baking It?
They're not.
Someone
together.
else is
Yeah.
mysteriously. I think it's Maya and Amy, which probably does work better because they've done stuff together before. They probably have. 'Cause has Andy Samberg and Maya Rudolph ever worked together? I don't
That's what I
think
was
they
like.
did.
I don't think they know each other. I think people think they do.
You just think that because they're SNL alum and they're both funny in their own right, and they're both America's sweethearts in some way or another. But ever since Andy got that surgery that SpongeBob does where he screwed his teeth together, you can't go back. Some things are just, I know Stutz is telling you that you can still be funny, even though you look different now. I disagree. No, I'm kidding. Of course. And I will watch Stutz.
We are gonna get to it. It's on my list. Baby, my. Did you watch anything else? People love to hear us just talk about what we want.
I know. Yeah, I've watched a bunch of stuff. I have like 20 minutes on each thing that I can't get into right now.
That's what I'm like. But is it fun to talk about? Watched a couple of alien documentaries.
Okay, we need to ask. If you're listening right now, do you like us talking about stuff that you have or maybe haven't seen?
Because if you have seen it,
it's probably interesting to hear what other people think.
or you don't care.
Or it's annoying because we are saying things that are mean about your favorite movie or show. Even maybe we don't even mean it, but we're just
Even
joking.
stuff we like.
Yeah.
Guess what I like? Nicolas Cage movie. Guess what I don't like on here? Nicolas Cage movie.
Guess what I was laughing through all night? No. That SNL was bad.
SNL was
I stand by it.
very, very weird.
It was weak.
And you feel bad when she's up there and she's saying what I wish I could say to those people. My entire life, this is all I've wanted to do.
Yeah, and I finally got to. You're like,
And then they have her do just a confusing Avatar sketch.
yeah,
I get it, but I don't. Maybe I need to see the movie.
no. I just think. Also, they didn't do many. Did they do that many pre-taped ones? I don't think.
No, they did Black Lotus,
That's
which
right.
was funny.
It was funny.
But it wasn't doing anything.
No.
They're just going for. And has SNL ever not done that? The only time the show is ever what I want it to be is Weekend Update.
Yeah.
The jokes that people can't believe they just let them say.
Yeah, when the crowd groans and the host and the comedian smiles.
What did Michael Che say that everyone just? I can't even remember.
I can't remember, but it was awesome.
But it was. I at my house. I went, "Oh no!"
You just laugh and you go, "Jeez!"
And then I come on here and I go, "Yeah, the show's done for."
Well, it's not done for, and of course I'll keep watching it because.
Oh, you know what I watched?
What?
I watched the first 45 minutes of Tenet.
I can't hear it. I can't hear it.
It is weird.
It's weird. You can't hear it.
Have you watched it?
No.
The whole movie
Is backwards. It's in reverse. Reverse.
is just people explaining. It's like it's fun because it's kind of like a spy movie, you know?
Yeah.
But he's like, I need you to go to Wisconsin. He's like, why? He's like, Rico Suave is in Wisconsin. Have you ever heard of him? He goes, Rico Suave left out of the military for breaking his ankle. Only he didn't break his ankle. And he's like, very good. He didn't break his ankle. Why? He's like, because he just lied about it to get out of the army. It's like, no, it's because he found something. They're just explaining everything, but they're so effing long. Every scene is like, then he goes and meets Michael Caine, who he calls Sir Michael. So I think he's just playing himself. Yeah. And he's like eating his food. And he's like, come over, sit down with me. And he's like, I need you to go talk with Thomas Wilson. Do you know who that is? And he's like, Thomas Wilson. It's like this, like the trope of the agent that knows everything. It's like how Tom Cruise speaks 18 different languages and can draw people perfectly. Yeah. But in that you go, oh, yeah, of course he can. Yeah. This, I don't know why this guy knows this stuff. Yeah. I know I have to get to the end of the movie so that I can go, wow, this is what's going on. But it's just so weird because it's just always explaining to you what's going on very early in the movie. So don't worry about the spoiler.
No.
He meets up with Robert Pattinson, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to get into a building." He's kind of this kooky guy. And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, and he goes, "I've got to get into the building, and you're not going to like how we do it." It's all these little things that everyone. He's like, "How do we get into the building?" He's like, "You're not going to like this," and then they have to like bungee jump backwards into the building. Sounds awesome. Still don't get how this works, but then he gets up there and he's talking to the drug lord in his house, and they're explaining drugs. And then he goes, "Well, I'm not the guy you should be talking to." And then they show his wife, and he's like, "So you're the mastermind drug lord hiding behind a male." She's like, "Hiding behind a male is very good when you're a drug lord," and it's just like. I feel like I've watched 2 hours of the movie already because it's just people talking really fast at each other. And I want to like it.
Yeah. Had you seen it before?
No.
Oh.
I just decided to put it on because I was like, everyone said it was bad.
Gotta test your soundbar. Exactly.
And
Tenet.
He's like,
oh, sorry. I had a burrito for lunch.
And then there's a secret word, which is Tenet. And he goes, I've got a mission for you. The only information I have is the word Tenet and a motion. And he like stretches his fingers. And then every time he's talking to someone go like he'll be talking to this guy, and the woman goes, "Well, isn't that the tenant of it?" And looks at him, and you realize that she's in on it. And then there's like 10 minutes explaining how a vault works where this artwork is kept. And Robert Pattinson keeps asking questions. It's like they're explaining so much to you to set things up. Because he's like, well, what happens if, the building starts on fire? He's like, it's fireproof. And he's like, well, don't you have sprinklers set up? He's like, those aren't sprinklers. He's like, people don't want their paintings to get sprinkled on. So what we do is we pump gas into the building. He's like, what about the people that work here? And the guy's like, they have 10 seconds to get out into the hallways. He's like, well, what if they don't? And it's like, you just go. I'm not even making this up.
No,
if you've seen this movie and you like it, you're mad at me. If you haven't seen it, you could care less. But it's just like that little trope of spy movies, but just the whole movie.
The whole movie.
And it's funny.
That's awesome. Okay, well, that reminds me then of, really quick, the National Treasure movies are great. So I love those movies, right?
I want to steal the Dark.
Yeah, speaking of Nick Cage.
Why is that funny? It's cool.
It's awesome. I mean,
it's not actually Nicolas Cage. He's playing a character. He's so crazy. Go steal the Declaration.
In the world of the movie, it's funny.
Yeah.
Because it's an insane thing to do. Like, that's funny. And then, like, the cop is like, yeah, you're not going to do that or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he does.
Yeah.
Because it's a movie and it's fun. Anyway, I love those movies. They're Indiana Jones light, but they're fun. I love a treasure hunt. I love fake history. Like, it's just like, well, the Mayans came to America actually in 1852. So actually the dial needs to be turned upside down and the light can come up to its sphincter and then the door will open. You're just like, this is awesome. So they came up with this new show on Disney Plus, National Treasure, and some subtitle.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I've been watching it because I can't help myself. It's kind of fun, but it pretty much sucks. But but I do like it, except similarly, everyone knows everything. Even the there's like the comedic relief guy who like he just likes like shoes and it's really funny, but he will come into a room and be like, hey, wait, isn't that the Magna Carta? Like the main lady doesn't know, and she's a genius. She's like, and for no reason, she's also a genius, but she like can figure stuff out for no reason. They do like the psych vision where she can like see stuff that no one else can see. No explanation, just that like her dad was a treasure hunter,
Yeah.
so I guess she's a Nepo baby. So she sees everything, and then but she can't figure this clue out. The idiot walks in and is like, I think Elvis is connected or something. They're like, what are you talking about? And then she's like, no, he's right. And they're like, okay, well, why didn't you come up with that then? And then he's the only one that gets an explanation though. Everyone else knows everything, but they're like, how do you know that anyway? You're an idiot. And he's like, podcast. So everything's always a joke about a podcast. But and then the one of her love interests is some guy. He just wants to be a musician. His grandpa was involved somehow with treasure hunting. Blah blah blah. All this backstory. He hates his grandpa. Never wanted anything to do with that. He knows everything. He walks into a room. He's like, well, actually, the ancient Mayans actually came to America in 1852, so the dial actually has to be turned upside down. So
Hey, wait a minute.
But everyone is as smart or as stupid as the show needs them to be. So it's very frustrating to watch, but also there's enough fun stuff in it that you're like, I'll let it slide. Like, we have to go to the Alamo, but not the Alamo you remember.
Not the Alamo.
And you're like, God, all right, that's fun. And anyway, but it is pretty, and they, it's kind of like a CW version of, so it's like 20 somethings that are in a love triangle, but they're not. I don't know. It's, it's all that stuff that you don't need. National Treasure is just go do the stuff. But there was one episode where the comedic guy from the movies, Riley Poole,
Yes.
he came in. He was part of it. It's the best episode. He's great.
Justin Bart Simpson.
Yes. When those movies came out and I saw him, I said, he's going to be the biggest guy on the earth. He must have done something.
Yeah, he might be a creep.
But he came on the show and he's like talking to Nick Cage on the phone. And you're like, okay, we get it. You can't get him. But then he makes a bunch of, because there's supposed to be a third movie. So he keeps making a bunch of references to page 47, if you remember, the end of National Treasure 2.
From 18 years ago.
He keeps like, there's 47 reasons I'm still talking about or whatever. And you're like, are they going to do it?
Yeah.
They have to. That would be awesome. I'm here for it.
Do that instead. Well, I did just last week watch Mission Impossible 5 and Raiders of the Lost Ark, who did all of that stuff the right way. So it can be done.
It can be done, people.
Well, next week is going to be a weird one. We're going to have this guy on, a man and a woman who go hunt demons out of people's houses. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe we won't have an episode next week.
Yeah. Or we'll just put it out and we'll let you. I'm never going to speak about it again.
We'll see how good. No, it'll go good. Joey and I will talk about it here, about what angle we're going to play. And then as soon as we get on the Zoom, we will be good little gentlemen.
I actually have 50 questions to ask you. And you're like, what?
I had 51 questions. First of all, do you like peanut butter and jelly? Second of all, do you know Mark Bauer?
I got a good idea. Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.